Hello, everybody. What is going on? It is Sassy, and this is Catched episode 6, I believe. Location is a little bit different because I am visiting family, and this is the hometown or my house that I used to live in Hesperia, California. Anyways, the episode's going to be about the Chromebook or the Google Pixelbook. Ugh, can't say it correctly. Um, this is pretty much it's supposed to be like a two-in-one. It's a Chromebook and also a tablet. Um, the main I want to say the main reason why I bought this is so that I could use Android apps as well as Chrome because um, I do some selling on OfferUp, and I'm gonna be using Letgo. And the reason why I haven't been using Letgo is because I get tired of just copy and pasting and then adding and re-adding. From the file from going from a laptop to the phone and using it. So if I use this, then I'll be able to just use only one device and have all the photos here and all that good stuff. I'm also meaning to get a Pixel 2 XL, but I'm not sure when I'm going to be getting one of those. But basically, another thing is that I am a. But basically, I'm another thing. I'm a fan of the Chromebook Pixel, which is it's over here. I did a catch of the Pixel as well, and I also had the Pixel 2. I love these. Don't really care for the regular Chromebooks. I know I don't make any sense, I guess, in that sense. But I mean, they're neat devices. It's just that I guess since I like ThinkPads and FlexView displays, IPS displays, that it's gonna be a Chromebook, it has to be IPS. And even with my laptops, Windows laptops, I do like the IPS laptops. I don't really like to go for a non-IPS. At least it could be 1080p, maybe not 100p in certain aspects, like the T420, Alienware M14X display, great on that. So this tablet or laptop, as far as I just got this for like about a week. Let's see, yeah, it's been a week. I got it on Friday, used it that day, and today is Saturday, so all of Thanksgiving week. It is pretty sweet. Battery life, it looks like is so if you're just watching YouTube with maybe like a few tabs open on the side, you're probably gonna get like probably 4 to 5 hours of use. Just regular web use, like web browsing with music, I think you might be able to get from like 8 to 11. I've been using it, and I use it from 2 o'clock to about 12 o'clock, midnight. A little bit interruptions, so socializing with family and food to eat. So I wasn't using it then, but definitely I think I could get 10 hours out of this with my web browsing. I don't know about your guys', but all I was doing is basically reading and adding stuff to the DankPad site and having di.fm music play in the background. As far as this thing goes, heat wise, so when I'm using it to web browse and watch videos, it actually doesn't get too hot. It uses a i5, I think it was an i5 7M37 or something like that. It's a 1.2 gigahertz i5. I bought the base model with only 128 gigabyte SSD. Maybe I should have got the 256 gigabyte SSD, but for right now, we'll find out later. If that's a big thing, then I'll sell this and upgrade. But like heat wise, it doesn't seem to get hot. Now my Pixel, I don't like because it's been after using it for like, I want to say heavy, but I've used it for like a year and a half. It has been just, I don't know what it is, but it seems to be like overheating. It's been getting really hot. Its fan design isn't that good. The Pixel 2, they fixed it, and luckily the fifth gen i5 that they use is a lot better than the third gen, because the third gen isn't really. Fourth gen ultrabooks are kind of like the okay spot. Third gen, they're really pushing it, but you either had to get something super low voltage or low clock speed for it to be all right. But otherwise, yeah, it just hampers on the performance. But this thing is pretty speedy. I haven't seen to be having any issues when it comes to loading video and stuff like that. And web pages seem be pretty good. Um, the other thing is that uh, let's go ahead and talk about the keyboard now. I guess I can open it like this, so I don't have to worry about it. But yeah, this keyboard is a little bit different from the Pixel. They did push it a bit forward. The touchpad is now right down here, so you can maybe crack it on accident. But the keyboard, they got rid of the forward button, and I believe they added this play pause button, and they also got rid of the power button for this like the dock bar or whatever. And then they have like this weird little, I don't know, search bar thing, and the Google Assistant button, which I haven't been messing up with. The funny thing is that I had to actually turn off. I was showing my dad a review of the Pixel 2 and the Chromebook Pixel, and I had to turn off Google Assistant voice because when I said "Okay Google," that it would, or no, when they were saying "Okay Google" on the Verge review, it kept on popping this up. So I thought that was pretty funny, despite it trying to recognize my voice. I thought that, I think his name is Peter Dieter. They got his voice instead. But yes, and also another thing you can see, the touchpad is a little bit bigger than the Pixel. So some people who are thinking about it, it's a little bit bigger, but it's more wider. I don't know why. I think it's because they want to do like this flush design to make it look just like the Pixel 2 phone. But originally I did like this little palm rest that they have, that they raise it up. It has like this soft plastic finish, but I don't know if you guys can tell. Some other photos might be able to. It does get dirt and grime and dust, and my hands were fairly clean, doing this, and I still got some dust on there. So when I take it to work and I take it in, we get some dusty stuff in, is that I'm probably gonna need to clean this like maybe every week, and usually I don't do that. I mean, if it gets really, I think like usually I clean like my laptops every month if they're like super dirty or dusty, but otherwise it doesn't really bug me. But yeah, that's one thing that I don't care for. When it comes to playing tablet games though, this machine, I was playing Worms Armageddon, and that is when I felt the processor get hot. So maybe it's because of just the different architecture that this the i5 is against like an ARM processor, but definitely that gets it hot, and that's when you lose battery life. I think I might only get like maybe 4 hours of just like online gaming use. So that's one bad thing. And another thing is that they got rid of they put the power button up here for some odd reason. So I guess like if you're using it for a tablet, and they also did the volume buttons right here. Really, I don't think they should have had volume buttons here if they're gonna have just these ones right here. That's just me. I mean, it's no different if you're going like that or you're pressing this, because you could still use the volume. You can use either volume button, or no, I should say you could, when you're using a laptop mode, you can use either value button, but in tablet mode, of course, only this one works. And yeah, this thing is super thin, super thin. It's about as thin as the base of the Chromebook Pixel without the lid. And another thing is that it has USB 3.0 only, just 2 ports, and a headphone microphone jack. I don't really have any USB. Did I say 3.0? I meant USB-C. I don't have any USB-C flash drives, so I guess I'm gonna buy some. And sadly, there isn't a SD card slot for cameras, so that's another pain. I guess I could get away with using the Pixel 2 XL camera once I get it, when I start taking photos. But I'm gonna have to get like a dongle or something. I don't know if they make like a Bluetooth like docking station, but that'd be pretty neat if it came with an SD card slot. Just saying, guys. Just saying, guys. And other things, to be honest, I don't care for the like the lip for the when opening up the laptop. Like, it is pretty small. of course you can see some other photos, but it is pretty small trying to open this thing up. So it's actually kind of scary because it's like it doesn't look like you could, do it correctly. You have to hold on to the base and all that stuff. So yeah, compared to the Pixel and the Pixel 2, they had a much more, flusher, bigger handle, and and yeah, and that's my family in the background if you guys hear that. So, but other than that, I did try opening this thing up and I couldn't. I probably could, but I would have. There's like no manual right now going on. There must be some sort of way to open up this bottom part. I'm not sure what, but when I tried to open this thing up, I did like when I opened up I was able to get this whole bottom part out. I couldn't take a photo of it because it was just so dark, but it looks like the battery is just like this big old flat cell, like like a long flat square, super thin, and it looks like it's like glued onto the bottom palm, the bottom, and taking out this little plastic piece, it has like a little aluminum bar inside here. So I actually bent it a bit, so it looks it is a bit off, and it looks like there was like these hooks on these sides of the laptop. So like yeah, there must be a way for me to open this from here, but I just got this thing. I really don't need to fix it right now, and I don't want to ruin anything, so I'm holding up on opening this thing up. iFixit will probably open it up, so we'll have to go with them. But yeah, you just need like you need like a T5, a T4, and a T2, from what I understand. There might be some other screws over here. It might need a what is it called? Some heat to be applied. So I'm not gonna be messing with all that kind of stuff. But as far as typing on this thing, I do like the keyboard quite a bit. It's not too bad. It's a little bit different than the Pixel. It feels a bit better. There isn't too much travel. The thing though, what I don't care for is that the backlight on this is just terrible. It's really hard. I don't know what it is. I guess it's because it's kind of like the LEDs that they use, but you don't see like you can see like the LEDs. It's not. It's hard to say, but like I won't be able to see the whole letters. I guess because it's like it feels like a red or blue LED, not a white LED on a gray keyboard. You would definitely tell what keys it is, but since it's like a white LED on like a pretty light gray keyboard, it's kind of hard to see it at certain angles, and it's really not that bad. I don't know if you guys can tell, but the 6 is the one. It's just like it's so although I could touch type on this thing fine, it's just looking at it, I'm like, what the hell am I looking at? It's so dumb. It's so dumb thing to complain about. And let me think. Anything else that I don't know about? I don't know. I mean, like it's pretty sweet. I spent $1,000 for it. The Google Pen I didn't buy. That's $100, and I'm kind of weary on buying that for $100. Oh, the display is amazing. I have to say, it is good. 12.3-inch display. It has a little bit more DPI or pixel resolution or aspect. I can't think of the word right now. It's a little bit higher display resolution. I think it's 2400 against 1600, something like that, or 1900, something like that. It's like, I think it's like QXGA plus or something. So there is a bit more better pixels. I believe the aspect ratio I have on this right now, because that is way too much for me. Even when I have my Chromebook Pixel, the scaling I have there is like, I think like 150% zoomed in. So this one I have it by 1500 by 1000 pixels, so like half of the resolution. Now why did I buy this this high spec resolution if I'm not going to use it? When it comes to like using like photo applications, since it has Android, I could use Android apps. I'm really going to be able to fine tune the high quality pictures and do these little edits here and there. Granted, I'm limited to Chrome and Android apps. I'm not going to be able to use Photoshop CC on a desktop. I get it, but I have a Lenovo Y4070, and I also have my Mac Pro at home, and a Lenovo X700 or X300, whatever it is, the eraser. So, I mean, if I really need to do if I really need Photoshop, I could use it. This is just gonna be like my web design, little social media kind of laptop thing. Dumb reason I want it. I guess I can't really lie. It was really because of the hype train. One of this, the Pixel Buds and the Pixel 2 XL. So yeah, other than that, it's a pretty neat machine. I like it a lot. I really like the battery life. I didn't really think about the other alternatives like the MacBook or the or the iPad Pro, but since I'm kind of drifting towards the Google fanboy stuff, those things can wait. Granted, I want to get an iPad, maybe like an iPad Air, because they're pretty cheap now. They're like $180, and they're like decent. But really, I really don't need it. I mean, if I have Android, that's good there. I don't need to get into the whole Apple sort of apps. If I need to, I have my iPhone 6s. So there's that. And last but not least, as far as build quality wise goes, it feels pretty solid, but I am afraid of it breaking, of course. Some people thought I had like some sort of book. They didn't know it was a laptop, so I thought that was kind of funny. The hinges are pretty firm, so I do like that. So it's pretty sweet. Not too much stuff. Some people complained about using it in tablet mode. One thing is that it doesn't have the emoji keyboard, which is pretty frustrating, so I'm going to find out how to get that keyboard, because right now it's just the regular keyboard when it comes to touch typing, which is really strange. I would thought it had the emoji keyboard. Dumb, but if I'm going to be using Android apps, I would suspect that it had that. And yeah, so price wise, of course, this is I think like $1,000 for the base model, 200 more for like the 256 SSD. I didn't think 256 gigabytes would have been worth $200, but that's just me. Maybe I might find that a little bit later, but if I really need the data, I could get a super cheap USB-C flash card. I think they look like $60 or like $30 for like a 64 or 128 or whatever. And I think that the i7's like the i7 one is expensive. Now the i7 with the 512 gigabyte NVMe SSD, I don't think you really need that. I don't know. Like, I can understand it under Windows and Mac, but for Chrome and Android, like, I don't understand why you would need that kind of high speed. But I guess maybe Google did this for just cause. So yeah, I think these are probably gonna be this much money for a long time. When I sold the Pixel 2, I sold it for I think like $70. I think I sold for $900 when it was going for $1,000. So yeah, and that was used. But yeah, and I think that's the end of the review. It's getting dark. My face is probably not gonna be able to see my face no more. So I'm gonna end it there. So thanks guys, and I'll see you around. Bye bye.